there was one villain that was worse than Barbossa, Blackbeard, and this Salazar, and it was a female. Her name is Amber Heard.
Once again, another flagship episode. Happy Monday.
We're going to get the laughs in. We're going to have a good time.
You guys are going to give me more gray hairs.
Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Dude, I can't take it. Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast, all you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs.
Yep. We're here. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, this is Podcast Eve.
Eve to the last one?
To the last one. Well,
first season.
We have midnight.
We're done.
We have the midnight special.
And that's it.
Right.
No, we're coming to a close to season 11. The summer season.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was season 10.
No, it's season 11, dude. We're rolling out season 12 this fall.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you. Do we want to announce the theme, or do we wait till next week?
Let's next week.
All right. Well, next week theme
we'll
for the fall.
We know what we're doing, but I don't know if we've got the verbiage.
I've already started crafting ideas for the artwork, and I'm excited for the artwork.
Yeah.
First off, can I keep this? Can I keep this logo?
No, it's the animated one.
It's
the animated one.
Can we keep the?
I really like it though.
What was the other one? I like that.
The other one is too pixely. We've gotten a good quality one. Now the old one looks too pixelated, and it's the same thing. It's just a different style.
I like it. What do you?
This is gonna work really well for podcast art.
I like it.
Why are you doing this to me? Why?
It's all the same stuff as the other one.
No, the other one looked realism. It looked real. It looked cool.
But this is our podcast brand mark now. It's not like a piece of graphic art. It's a brand mark.
I like it. I mean,
the beard is looking good. I've worked so hard on it. I mean, this is like months of.
Let's have a meeting later. Let's have a meeting later for this.
I already know how this meeting's gonna go, and
we're gonna veto you.
Veto. I say we fight over it. The last man standing gets to decide.
Either one of us could beat you.
I'll destroy you.
No, I got a fighting chance with Wyatt.
No,
the only way you could beat me is if you sit on me.
That's not true.
You did 5 push-ups or 5 chin-ups.
That's not true.
I did 11.
Look.
I'm probably a little bit lighter than you.
I'm a different weight class.
You're definitely
and I don't have to sit
lightweight.
on you to beat you, dude.
I'm lightweight. You're welterweight.
Yeah, but my stamina is better than you. I'm quick. I've got the agility.
I know how to wrestle.
I
wrestled Ethan.
I got this move.
I want to wrestle Ethan.
I can wrestle.
I'm gonna see Ethan in a couple weeks.
This move.
I'm gonna wrestle him.
I can hold my own against Ethan.
When
you tap, I don't let go.
Sitting weight wise these days.
Ethan's I think
195.
No.
185.
He's probably like 170, 180.
Oh, he's a little boy.
No.
Me sitting at 198.
He's about our
199.
Height. He's about our height, but Ethan doesn't have any fat on him. Well, he does have fat on him, but not like he doesn't have like the skin I have.
But that doesn't mean anything.
You've been for 2 years of you living here, almost, not quite. You've been talking up Ethan. I haven't seen him this whole time. I'm gonna see him in person.
I don't know if Ethan could beat you unless he went like rage mode.
Ethan probably could beat most people rage mode.
Once he goes rage mode, he'll do something and you'll get hurt and
you'll get hurt and he'll keep fighting
quick.
The problem with Ethan, when he was young, he would hurt you in cowardly ways. He would bite you.
Mm-hmm.
He would scratch you.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like he'll just punch you in the nose and knock you out.
Nah, he wouldn't do
if
that.
He goes into rage mode and he's really pissed.
He might. I haven't seen Ethan in rage mode in years, so
because he's pretty chill, but
he's tamed the beast.
But imagine if he just accidentally slipped right back into it for like 5 seconds.
Like 5 seconds of destruction,
just full on. How would Ethan and Tim go if Ethan was in rage mode?
I think Tim would win,
even in rage mode.
Tim would ultimately win, but I think Ethan would go into rage mode and do something.
and hurt Tim.
And that would give him a leg up for a minute, but I think ultimately Tim would win. Tim's very strong.
I remember like senior year of high school when Tim was playing football, you and him fought. And I remember watching and being like, Tim is not the best at fighting. He is definitely the fast at fighting. Like you pick up Tim, throw him off, he'll be right there on top of you in literally like less than a half, like a tenth of a second.
He's
because
like
he's fast at. He
fights like a
you
cat.
throw him off, he comes back.
Yeah,
really fast.
Well, Ethan's Ethan's in college to be a pastor now, so
he's gonna have that pastor strength.
He's got the Lord on his side.
Help me, dear Lord. I'm about to enter a fight.
I feel like his fighting days, he hasn't fought in a long time. Yeah. I don't know if he probably still has it in him.
Oh, he definitely has it in him.
But I don't know. I don't know that he's been in a good wrestle in a long time.
Here's the problem with Ethan: if he would go into rage mode, he would probably seriously injure somebody and ups his chance at because he goes so wild, he'd probably accidentally concuss himself in the process.
I've never seen him hurt himself too bad.
Yeah,
but as Ethan gets older, the chances he's done reckless stuff. But if he were to go into rage mode, he'd seriously hurt somebody, and he might even concuss himself by accident.
I've seen him. Older. I've seen him do things I can't explain because he'll decide to try something that he saw in a movie or something. Like he'll grab you by the waist, and then he'll decide that he wants to wrap his legs up around your head and then throw his body back and flip you over.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Because he saw Scarlett Johansson do it one time.
Yeah, because he saw Scarlett Johansson
for 2 years now,
and somehow he'll succeed. And I've never seen him hurt himself too bad doing it. But also, he was a kid. He was more limber.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He might accidentally concuss himself if he were to get
nowadays.
Really
yeah.
But has he believe the other person would also
has
be
he
hurt.
Lost his edge?
Maybe.
You guys gonna come up to him and start pushing him a little?
We'll see at camp.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be like.
If you come back with a black eye, I'll know what happened.
If I'm gonna come back, it's gonna be with a concussion. No, but I'm gonna definitely be like the first time I see him, be sizing him up, be like, yeah, I could take him.
Look, Joshua, I think Joshua has this thing that just because he stands a little over most of his friends, just because he's a little bit taller,
height.
I think he's got a false sense of fighting ability. He's like, well, naturally, I stand a little taller than you. I feel like I have the upper hand. But no, sir.
We have not, either of us, gotten to any kind of serious fighting.
Look, I'm about to get... I'm about to get in a fight with you, man. You're getting under my skin.
I feel like if I got you on the ground, I'd have an advantage. Once I got you on the ground, I'd be good.
I'd believe that, actually, because on the
ground,
I'm
most
probably
confident.
Because I know you as a person, and I believe that's true. I think you're the type of guy that you get them on the ground, and then you get behind them and wrap their legs around their neck, and you go for the chokehold.
Right.
I know that's probably true.
And on the ground, you're kind of long.
But that doesn't mean that I'm on the ground.
You're long. you got the longer arms and legs, and I'm short and I'm small. On the ground, that's where I work best. I don't know that I'd be able to knock you down.
No, I don't think so. That's the thing. I don't think either of you guys. You might be able to knock me down, but you're not going to win the fight. You're just not. Now, I hand it to people. Like, Tim's strength, from here to his
Comeback,
arms.
Episode 998.
You know who whooped my butt?
We're going to be fighting.
You know who whooped my butt? Seth.
Because he just sits.
He did just lay on top of me.
He's got the weight advantage.
And he just looked at me and rubbed his beard in my face. And he's like, take it.
You're like, no,
not the beard.
Yeah, but you guys weren't seriously fighting, though.
We had our shirts off, dude.
I remember this night.
I was going
I didn't
after
fight.
Yeah, I fought Tim and then I fought Seth.
This night.
I lost both. But Seth was he took me down a lot faster than Tim did. A lot faster.
We're talking about
rage mode. We're talking about rage mode.
Soon, before like high school, I've never seen Tim like seriously move to his ability that he could. I think he's just kind of
never seen him go all out.
Yeah, like I don't think he would.
Back when Tim was a noodle, I would see him go full ability all the time, and every time I'd beat him.
Mm.
Yeah, but that was
when he was a little noodle.
That was when he was Noodle Boy.
Noodle Boy.
Now.
So what's our first topic?
So the first topic is we are going to take it back to 2017, all right? And we are going to look at a specific film.
Not a good year.
Good year.
A good year.
We're going to look at a specific film that basically most everybody who's a fan was disappointed by, all right? And that is Pirates of the Caribbean 5, Dead Men Tell No Tales. We're going to talk about why Pirates 5 was so bad. So we're going to analyze it. We're going to look back at some of these characters, some of the ways that they moved through the story, how they presented the story, and talk about why it fell so short comparatively, right? Even compared to On Stranger Tides, which also wasn't a good film.
Right.
But this fell even shorter. And we got to explain why. And that's what we're here to do. So first off, what's the first thing that you guys think this movie sucks because Barbossa?
So Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. We have guys in prison, and they're talking about there's a ship out there with black sails. The captain is the bloodthirstiest captain on the Caribbean. And then we get this Barbossa that's become a privateer.
Like a nerfed character?
Yeah.
How does he become the most bloodthirsty, feared captain in the Caribbean to this?
Yeah. Not fun.
How about we do this? You're right about Barbossa. Across the board, after At World's End, completely, like On Stranger Tides did the same thing, right? Now, On Stranger Tides, he still wanted to be this. He wanted to go from privateer into becoming a powerful captain again. But it was presented in a weird way, felt claustrophobic. The characters didn't feel relatable. They introduced too many new ones. They did the exact same thing. They introduced more new characters. The only consistent characters is Jack and Barbossa, you know? Everybody else is pretty much gone, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I don't mind having another villain. You know, you need, if you're going to do another movie, you need a new villain. You know, we've got Davy Jones is gone. You need something, right?
Barbossa's not really a villain anymore.
Barbossa's not really a villain anymore. So we got this was Salvador?
Salazar.
Salazar. We got Salazar.
Captain Salazar?
I don't remember anything about him.
So
me either.
So this is what happened is it revolves around the compass a bit, I think. And so ultimately he was trapped by Jack when he was younger. And that's another thing. The marketing's like, we're going to show Captain Jack when he was younger. Let me try to see if I have a picture of Captain Jack when he was younger. I put it too far down the line. Here we go. So they marketed this like, we got Jack Sparrow as a young man. And it was just a few minutes. It was just telling a little bit of backstory. But they presented this in a weird way, where it's like the trident and the compass, and it was a convoluted story.
Yeah,
and he
too
was
much
trapped.
MacGuffin stuff.
Yeah, he was trapped, and then he was let out, and it just didn't make. It was trying to tell too much.
Trying to do too much.
Trying to do way too much. So let's talk a little bit about Jack, because I want to talk about Jack for a bit. Because Jack is like the focus of the story in a lot of ways, all right?
I think there should be Captain in there somewhere.
That's right.
That's Captain Jack to you.
That's right.
Also, what Pirates has always done, the biggest of belt buckles.
The biggest.
The like the most mass, like it's practically a chest plate. The biggest of belt buckles.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, you like it.
You're not a pirate unless you have the biggest belt buckle.
So I'm a pretty big Pirates fan, very big Jack Sparrow fan, as so many people are. So when they started Pirates, I think the thing we loved about him was that he's wacky, mixed with he's fun-loving. He's also really witty. He's clever. and we want to see him succeed, although he's kind of a dirtbag.
It's the same kind of thing you get from Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Right? You see he's kind of a bumbling idiot, but then when it comes to business, he's good at business.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to do business.
Yeah, and he knows how to be a captain.
Yeah, so when it all came down to it, when there was really serious, being a captain, being a sailor, being a pirate, he was good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
he has all the tricks.
Yeah, even though he's kind of wacky and bumbling.
This film completely destroyed who he was, what people loved in Jack Sparrow. And they're like, we just want him to tell jokes and to act silly, Mm-hmm. It's like it's like the Legolas effect, where it's like, we just want to see Jack do fun, like exciting things by accident.
Right.
That's not what we liked about Jack Sparrow. That was just the little side things that made us chuckle. This film was all of that. It was just Jack being a non-captain and just bumbling his way through the story.
I will say this, though. As much as Disney's writers and Disney creating this film ruined Jack Sparrow as a character, there was one other villain involved besides that. And we also saw the negative effects in, I think, Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. He was a terrible character in that movie, even though we loved him in the first Alice in Wonderland. Mm-hmm. There was one villain that was worse than Barbossa, Blackbeard, and this Salazar. And it was a female. Her name is Amber Heard. During this time was when all the Amber Heard stuff was going on. So I'm going to give Jack a little bit of,
look at his
Johnny
face.
Depp.
Look at his face. He's dead inside.
Yeah.
He's dead inside.
Yeah.
He's trying his best.
He was trying his best.
In Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass, he played that role terribly.
Yeah.
And it was because all the Amber Heard stuff was going on.
The true villain
of this story.
Yeah, the real pirate.
Yeah. The one who could take down Jack.
Yeah.
Miss Amber Heard.
Don't respect her name. Don't respect
a siren, if you will.
Yeah. But say Amber Heard. Don't give respect to that name.
The other thing I wanted to bring up is also these side characters. So they basically were like, we're gonna take. Okay, what did people love about the first movies? Mm-hmm. They're like, I got it. They like Orlando Bloom. They like Keira Knightley.
Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
So they're like, how do we bring them back? On Stranger Tides kind of flopped. I got it. We're going to put freaking young Jack Sparrow in the trailer. We're going to put Orlando Bloom in the trailer. Uh-huh. We're going to put an article that says Keira Knightley appears in the film.
Right.
And we're going to be like, we're going to have the original people back. Aren't you excited? And they gave us Henry Turner.
Here's the thing with Henry Turner. I didn't have a problem with the character of Will Turner's son is trying really, really hard to get him back. Mm-hmm. I like that story. They should have focused solely on that. Will Turner's son is trying to get him back. That's his entire goal. And they should have done, he finds Jack Sparrow to get that accomplished. That should have been the entire story.
But the problem is they already leaned into that with Will and his father, Bootstraps. Like, it's just a repeating storyline.
But that they could have done, it's simple. It's simple, though. It should have just been that, though.
You know what I've realized, though? So, on Curse of the Black Pearl, we open with Elizabeth Turner being 10 years old. Mm-hmm. And then we see the Black Pearl off in the distance.
And they got the...
And then we have this movie. We have all of the other movies where Will and all that stuff. And then we have their kid. Mm-hmm. So, Jack Sparrow has been a pirate captain of the Black Pearl for 50 years now, and he still looks like he's 50 years old.
Well, he would have been young. He would have been like a kid when he knew, not a kid, but he would have been like in his early 20s when he knew Bootstrap. you know, and then you know, Bootstrap's kid, you know, 10 years later, his kid is 20 years old.
Though. Because they wanted to throw this character in there. They wanted the timeline.
How old do you think
think
Henry is?
fits.
18, 19?
19 or 20.
So we're saying through the course of the films?
Years.
No, 40.
40.
So if Jack was 30-ish when he met Will Turner.
That means in this he's 50s.
That means he's in his 50s.
That's pretty.
He's old.
That's pretty. That's a lot of time to jump between the films.
But
it's a lot.
I just wish that had been the story and there wasn't all that other extra stuff. And he was no Will Turner, that's for sure.
No.
I think ultimately like this story, one of the big reasons why the progression of this story, where they placed us for Pirates 5 was so bad is in the writing, they're just trying to pull things from the old films and try to be like, here's just a little bit of old films with something new. But there's something new didn't work.
Yeah.
Like you either commit to staying away from it, like On Stranger Tides did, and be like, okay, people aren't into this story without all these characters. You closed it with At World's End. Maybe we're done. Maybe we're just done.
We're done.
You know?
Yeah.
They're trying to do more though.
I know. Please don't. The other issue is they bring in the girl character.
Karina?
Don't need her.
Barbossa's daughter?
Don't need her. We don't need her.
Barbossa has a daughter? So we went from him being like the ultimate antagonist in Curse, and now he's just completely like a father figure that you're supposed to feel sorry for in the final film.
Right.
No.
We didn't need her because she was really just in there for shoehorned in love story.
Yeah.
So we got shoehorned in Will Turner, shoehorned in Elizabeth, shoehorned in love
Penelope
story.
Cruz.
Yeah, it's all this. It's the same thing.
Like,
shoehorned in villain.
We need a young, attractive pirate lady.
Yeah, it all felt like it was just trope after trope after trope.
They gave her like this hardcore kind of woke feminist thing going on, which none of the other films did.
Which was actually pretty light. Back in
light
2000,
compared,
you know,
but
this
at
was
the same
early
time,
days.
At all of the other films, so like Penelope Cruz and Keira Knightley, they showed the strength of a woman in this pirate world without having to bring in all of these 2020 narratives or 2000s narratives into this
2017 narratives.
2017,
yeah, 2017, but
into all of this. Into like the same problems we deal with today.
And that's the other thing. I don't remember anything about her character.
Because there wasn't much to it other than she's Barbossa's
I even
daughter.
remember Penelope Cruz being cool, right? And fighting and stuff.
Because they made her kind of badass.
Yeah. I don't remember much.
Cruz.
I don't remember much about her character.
Yeah, but
just that she was cool and she was shooting guns and she was fighting. I don't remember anything she did.
She was smart. That was her story arc. She was really smart. I think she was like into science and looking at the stars and all of that.
Then they should have just leaned into just making her very sciencey instead of
she's mouthy and smart.
Instead of also being, I don't know, make her more like the girl in the first, the Mummy.
Yeah.
Right.
No. People are gonna say like, we don't want a damsel in distress.
Don't make. I'm not saying make her a damsel in distress, but
that's kind of what the first Mummy was. Though.
But they should have made her more bookish. Like she's kind of doesn't know what to do with the pirate world.
Yeah,
she doesn't know how to exist in it.
Instead,
it's the same. Like if you're gonna do another Keira Knightley, make her a little bit more like she doesn't know how to interact with the pirate stuff.
Think about the progression of Keira's Elizabeth's story arc.
Yeah.
She went from being a little bit helpless to becoming the pirate king.
Yeah.
That's fun. We got to see that progress, and that's a awesome, if I may use a woke term, feminist. Good story.
Yeah.
That's a great feminist story.
Never had any problem with that. Yeah.
It's a great feminist story.
I got no problem with that story, but I think he's got a little bit of, rose-colored glasses for
maybe.
But I didn't have a problem with Penelope Cruz either.
No.
I feel like now, if they did it now, she would have become pirate captain in one movie.
In one movie. with not having to pick up a sword at all. She just is like, I'm a woman and
I was
smarter than all of you.
I was born the pirate captain. I have a secret power inside.
Think about all that Elizabeth had to go through to get to where she was. We saw the adventure of her.
It's like Bran Stark from...
Think about it. She had to do her time with Barbossa in between Dead Man's Chest and At World's End when she's looking for Will.
Yeah.
Right? They all had their motivations as to why they needed Will and why they needed Jack back, you know? But she was right there with them scheming and trying to be smarter
they put the
and
time
fight
in.
better than everyone else to get her outcome, you know?
Yeah.
It's a good story. Pirates 5 doesn't come close.
Mm-hmm.
Let's also talk about the aesthetic, if we might.
Okay.
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
What is that?
What is that? Yeah, magic-y kind of Poseidon's Trident.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't feel right for pirates.
Contrast it with the early Pirates films.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the early Pirates had a lot of magic with the, the curse, the Aztec gold.
The Kraken.
But, yeah, this felt hokey. That felt Disneyized, but it was okay.
Right.
This feels hokey and not cool.
Yeah, we got kind of like monsters and ghosts and curses was, it feels way more piratey than the lost city of Atlantis.
Mm.
That doesn't feel piratey. That feels more fantasy.
Yeah, it feels
more high fantasy than
Indiana Jones.
Grimoire, dark.
It's almost like in the fourth movie when they did the Fountain of Youth. They're like, that's still piratey.
Yeah,
let's dip our toes in a little bit.
But then they went too far again.
No, they dipped their toes in and they're like, yeah, the water's good. Get it, ball!
Yeah. The water's fine, boys.
People didn't hate it too much.
Right. Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
Yeah, I'm cool with scary mermaids. I'm cool with skeletons and
cool with Davy
fish
Jones.
monsters. Davy Jones, whatever the lady's name who becomes a giant and then crabs.
Calypso.
Oh, yeah.
Or Teodama, whichever you like.
Yeah.
I prefer Teodama,
She's a little cooler.
That's all feels very kind of dark piratey.
Mm-hmm. It's like a mysterious spirituality behind the pirate lifestyle.
But this was like, what about the Greek gods?
What about the king of the ocean?
Or the god
of the ocean.
Yeah.
Which
Blech.
Why
what's next?
Why did we lose it?
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to quickly talk about how I was very upset that they ruined the arc of Will Turner in this.
Mm-hmm.
They ruined him because at the end of At World's End, he's supposed to be a better Davy Jones. So they're like, we need another pirate movie. Let's put him in the same position Davy Jones was on.
Yeah.
And be like, well, now he's being corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that was the point of him in the first three, I guess maybe the 2 and 3, because he's going to be a better Davy Jones.
Honestly,
and he's on a what do you call it? I don't know. Continue. I'm losing my words.
I wished, the scene at the end where he reunites with Elizabeth, it's a scene I wanted.
Uh-huh.
Genuinely. It's a scene I wanted. I wanted to see her. I wanted to see him. I wanted to see that come together.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they should have made the movie about that instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe.
Probably.
They should have made
this whole other thing.
Yeah, they should have made the movie more about that. But what they did instead was gave us 2 discount Will and Elizabeths.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially gave us a discount Davy Jones crew with the other ghost pirates. It's like every time it's like we need cursed pirates.
Yeah.
So we get the cursed pirates in the first one, we get Davy Jones crew, and then we get these guys.
Yeah, which are kind of a similar aesthetic, just different.
Yeah, they have no character.
Yeah, like the ship looks similar to Davy Jones's, and they're like, we just need a new Davy Jones.
We need a new Davy Jones. We need a new haunted crew.
Yeah.
It's just
they also Jack and all the wacky stuff he does. It's always kind of believable, even though it's weird. He'll tie something to a cannon, light it, and then get thrown and be like, "I did all that without a drop of rum," and it's like that's funny. It works. Do you remember the whole scene where he's going through the city and they're like pulling that building or whatever they're pulling? Do you remember? and it's just like everything's collapsing.
Yeah.
And it was so bad.
You talking about like the bank robbery?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Where
was so
the
bad.
whole building's being pulled by horses?
Yeah.
Yes. It's so
my
bad.
gosh, it's
it's
bad.
like, how is all this working? It's almost like the scene in The Hobbit where they're going through the waterfall. The barrel scene. And it's like, this is not supposed to work like this.
When, you know, in the second movie, Dead Man's Chest, we get a wacky scene where Jack is jumping across canyons, pole vaulting. Right, and he's tied to a thing.
But it kind of works.
We also get an incredibly amazing scene where he and Will and Norrington are fighting in the wheel.
Yeah, which is awesome.
That is an incredible scene. Is it believable?
And
no.
But the cage rolling down the mountain.
Yeah, the cage rolling. Like the wheel scene is one of my favorites, just because you look at it and you're like, that's a real wheel.
Yeah.
You know, that they're rolling through the jungle. It's such a fun scene, and they're fighting. They get a little bit wacky when, you know, Jack is fighting Davy Jones up on, you know, the ship, like on the sail thing. And, you know, they're just balancing up there fighting in a whirlpool.
It's pretty slick.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Think about this. They've been building up the fact that Jack has incredibly good sea legs. His whole arc is he's very balanced on the sea. But on land, not so much.
But yeah, this movie had way too much of the just big CGI stuff, when I like the scenes like Will and Jack fighting in the blacksmith thing. I like this. I like the scenes with him and Norrington in them fighting in the wheel.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, and I want more of that stuff.
We didn't get
any of it in here. I need to go back and watch this
I've only seen it once, to be honest, because I really
solidify how bad it
I wouldn't
was.
watch it again.
Let's just say this. Also, the writing of the dialogue dropped off a lot.
Oh man.
I mean, they dropped off with Stranger Tides. It dropped off more with this. It's just across the board. This was just such a bad film. And the reason, to end this segment, let's kind of try to sum it up. All right. Why is Pirates 5 so bad? In my opinion, they focused on all of the wrong things from the first three movies. They built too much on Stranger Tides, and they kind of formatted it to bring the original audience back, but they didn't deliver what the original audience wanted to see, and they kind of ruined stories in the process.
Yeah, it's a Star Wars sequel issue of let's try to do all the things that everybody loved, and they do them bad.
Yeah, and it's across the board. It's them trying to. First off, it's a money making grab.
Oh yeah.
Second off, it's them trying to create something that they had, but they've changed up too much.
Trying to catch lightning in a bottle again.
Gore Verbinski was the director for the first three. All right? Stranger Tides and Dead Men Tell No Tales was not directed by Gore. So there's going to be a problem there, but they fell so short with these last two, especially the very last one, that it's the same. It's the common thread, just like Wyatt said. It's the remakes that aren't well thought through. It's more about like visual stunning and like funny moments with characters. This isn't what we care about. We just want to see a logical progression of what we really loved, or not at all.
Yeah.
Like, let us just love the originals, you know?
Yeah.
Take a pay cut. Or make something we don't care about.
What do we got up next?
So the next thing, let me get through these real quick. Karina Barbosa.
His nose was a little hot in that movie.
Whose was?
Barbosa.
Kind of like Will's barnacles going down his face. I thought that was kind of cool.
Well, the visuals are never like too terrible,
right? The
except
outfits
like the
are
water
always,
and the bright colors. And
outfits
everything.
are always pretty on point.
Yeah, but that's not
belt buckles.
That's not what makes a film good. It just makes it aesthetically interesting. The next thing is thank you, Karina.
Thank you, Karina,
for being a Patreon supporter.
It's a different Karina than the one in Pirates.
Yeah, I know we hated on Karina a bit, but we're not hating on this Karina.
Yeah, we love this Karina.
Different Karina. Thank you. We wish that your name was done better justice in Pirates.
In Pirates, yeah.
Not in Pirates.
Not in Pirates. So you're gonna have to, you know, take
Are there
the
any
reputation
movies?
into your
Are there
own
any
hands.
movies with cool Karinas?
We don't have a lot of.
There's
Koreans.
a Keira Knightley plays a Karina
No.
with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one doesn't count.
Actually, that's a last name.
We'll do more research.
Anna Karenina.
Find more Karinas.
I don't know if there's many, but we have one here. Thank you for being a Patreon supporter, Karina. We love you. If you want to be a Patreon supporter also and get a shout out on the podcast, go to the link in the description and choose the link on choose a tier on Patreon that best fits your content needs. We're going to go over next year's films.
Next year, 2023.
2023.
We're halfway through 2022.
Yep.
Been kind of a dud year so far.
No, we got Maverick.
We got Top Gun, Maverick.
Well, we're gonna get House of the Dragon.
I said so far.
So yeah, I mean, up to this point, this year was a little bit of a dud year.
Yeah.
So far, I think we're gonna have some really cool stuff coming out this fall and winter, but everything's either been bad or middle of the road, kind of at this point.
As of now, as of this recording, we've not seen Jordan Peele's Nope.
We have not seen Nope yet. So
it is out this
good.
weekend we're recording this.
That could be good.
It could be good, but we're going to wait and see on that. We'll probably talk about it next season. But let's just look at what they have coming out next year because, we're curious. All right. So I found this article. It probably doesn't have everything, and there might be some dates off. But roughly, this is kind of what's projected and when it's coming out.
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're not going to know what it is, obviously, because
these are just titles.
These are just titles. So there's going to be something called Babylon.
Kraven the Hunter.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, that's Spider-Man villain.
Really?
Kraven the Hunter is a Spider-Man villain.
Wait, who's Kraven? Is he the guy with
He's
the
the
tail?
guy that's like, what comes out late on Friday night when you're craving some chocolate.
Yeah. No, he's like a almost like adrenaline junkie, big game hunter.
Really?
So he's he's a big dude, that wears like a always wears like a lion pelt or something, and he hunts. And so
let me pull up a picture of Kraven.
He's gonna hunt Spider-Man. I think he's gonna be played by the guy who was in he was in Godzilla.
This guy.
Yeah.
You nailed it on the head.
A little bit of Kraven the Hunter action.
The twin. Wait.
Kraven the Hunter?
Wait.
Sick.
Godzilla.
Yeah, he was in Godzilla.
Yeah, he was the first Godzilla.
He's not the
and
twin.
The second. No, not the second.
For Scarlet Witch.
He is.
Yeah, he is. He's
also.
Quicksilver.
Wait, that's a Marvel thing?
Yeah.
How did he be that and this character?
I don't know.
They're bringing him back.
I don't know.
It's because they're changing his look. He had white hair in the other one.
Maybe. Zoom out. They had a picture of him right there. Right here.
Wait, do you think he survived and they're recasting?
No,
he has
I
to
wouldn't
be
put it past Marvel,
guy. But why?
I don't know. But I'd be excited to see a Kraven the Hunter movie.
No, I think
I don't
he
care.
really could play this. But I'm saying, how can Marvel have two of the same guy?
I don't care if they use he kind of got snubbed, honestly.
He's an adrenaline junkie sniper hunter.
Yeah, hunter.
Sick.
Big game hunter. What's the most dangerous game?
Why put
hunting man? And even more dangerous, hunting a Spider-Man.
I've always wanted to hunt a Spider-Man.
Dude, he looks so cool.
Oops. Nobody look. What happened to my tabs?
My tabs.
Where'd they go? No. Did I just ruin it?
You did.
Dang it.
No.
It's okay. I'll find it again.
No, right here, Chrome.
There we go. We're back.
Okay, good.
All right. So we got Machine Gun Kelly. I'm just kidding.
Megan with a 3.
Megan 3?
Megan. I don't
Who
know
knows?
what that is.
We'll figure that out later.
Distant.
The Plane. Harold and the Purple Crayon. That's a title.
Knock at the Cabin. That's a horror movie for sure.
Definitely. It's all coming back to me. And they're doing a Titanic Remastered.
Okay.
Freaking why?
Oh.
He's busy with Avatar.
AntMan.
Leave Titanic alone. What are you going to do? Put a little more steam on the
February 14th.
This is not going to be
What
There's
about
not
love?
gonna be Nolan involved in that. That won't
Not
be.
Nolan.
Christopher Nolan, yeah, the director of Titanic.
Who's the director?
James Cameron rings.
That's right. Onion rings.
Terrible joke.
It's funny also. All right, so Titanic.
Ant-Man.
So we got
What about
Ant-Man and the Wasp. Never liked Ant-Man. Never liked it.
Paul Rudd's a fun character.
I mean, Paul Rudd's a fun actor, but
other than Paul Rudd, I don't.
what's
care
interesting about Ant-Man?
Nothing.
I love Ant-Man.
Nothing.
He shrinks and grows, and I think that's a dope power.
Paul Rudd and his friend, the Mexican dude. You know,
Yeah,
he's fun.
I love him.
He's
an
a fun
amazing
character. He's like, hey, it was crazy.
I'm
and
looking forward to Cocaine Bear and Jesus Revolution.
Coming out February
Yeah.
24th.
We got Creed 3.
3.
Okay, I haven't seen the Creed movies.
I haven't seen any of the Creed movies.
Are they good?
Creed.
Saw all of the Rockies.
All fighting movies are the same.
Okay.
You know, you got your, down on his luck, trains.
You got to
fight,
train.
he
You got to
wins.
fight. You got to be better.
I would say the training montages and the fighting is a lot more advanced for now than we'd see back with Rocky.
Right.
Back when we
1.
got Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, but it's it's fun. It's kind of the same thing, but we'll see.
Perseverance and strength.
Me and Joshua did a training montage.
No.
Yeah, no.
He's
yeah.
trying to forget that.
Yeah,
No.
for Fight the Good Fight. I did a training montage to Eye of the Tiger.
Cool.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That's pretty
Wait.
sick.
Yeah, and Fight the Good Fight too. Pretty sure we did a...
Yes. No,
It wasn't to Eye of the Tiger.
not Eye of the Tiger.
But I know I did another film that I used Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah,
in.
that was stunt.
I see the Haunted
Not a real
Mansion.
thing.
I'm wondering if that's like another. You remember the old Disney The Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
I wonder if that's another thing like
We know that
that.
Eddie's rolling out
Now they're-
films again.
Now they're
Eddie's doing sequels.
remastering terrible old movies.
We had Coming to America 2
yeah.
not that long ago.
They used to remaster old good movies and do
Well, they're
sequels to
remastering
those.
Titanic.
Well, I'm talking about like sequels
Remaking.
and remakes.
Oh, gotcha.
They used to do it with good movies. Now they're doing it with terrible movies.
Mhm.
We got Aquaman.
The Last
Aquaman.
Kingdom. First off, I'm not looking forward to it.
No.
I am.
No.
I'm pretty sure they're saying they're not killing off Amber Heard's character.
Somehow she's not going to be in it.
Somehow
Yeah.
she's not going to be in it, and it's a bit confusing as to how. They might have her in it for a minute
Mm-hmm.
and then just kick her, but Amber Heard's supposedly not going to be front woman for this film.
Yeah.
But they're doing Lost Kingdom with Jason Momoa. I didn't like Aquaman. It was terrible.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty bad.
It was really bad with the freaking seahorses and the ugh.
I mean, I love the idea of Aquaman.
But it's never going to be portrayed correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, not in a way that's interesting. John
Champions.
Wick.
John Wick Chapter 4. Another John Wick movie.
Yeah, I've only
I-
seen the first one.
I wish
So
they
have I.
wish they had wrapped it up with the third movie.
Did you watch the third?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the third. It was way better than the second one.
So
The
why do you
second
not
one
want
was-
another one?
I like for things to end.
Yeah.
You know?
How many Takens is there?
Too
Three,
many.
I think.
3. And the third one was so unbelievably bad I couldn't finish watching it.
There
I
might
mean,
be
how
a
many times
4.
can you take them? You
yeah,
ain't be
how
taking
many- yeah,
anyone.
exactly.
Why don't you just name it not taken? Be
I
like
mean,
Spade
they
or
left the
something.
last John Wick open for a fourth movie,
Mhm.
which is fine. I like the John Wick movies because I like fight choreography,
Yeah.
and the movies are all fight choreography.
But we're also getting something similar that doesn't need to require Keanu Reeves with Bullet Train.
No.
It's not the same film, but it's the same
no.
choreographer, the same cinematography choreographer.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It might be the same director, actually. I don't know. There's someone
This guy's
that's
facts.
involved with the fighting and choreography and how you film it from
Look,
John Wick.
all
is
the
in Bullet
John
Train.
Well, you
Wick-
can get Cox for
if you wanna
$59.90.
if you want to enjoy the John Wick movies, go into them being
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
these are fight choreography movies, and just enjoy them for
what they have, what they are.
for the fights,
Yeah.
for the shooting, for really that's what they are. An incredible stunt work.
I don't mean to skip so far, but Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
gonna be
that-
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. We do need to. I don't know what On a Wing and a Prayer is.
Mm-hmm. Heart of a Lion. Which one are you looking at?
On a Wing and a Prayer. It could be anything.
Yeah.
I just think of the line from the theme song of Greatest American Hero. It's just like, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer.
That could.
But Greatest American Hero is about a guy who gets a super suit from aliens.
Oh, sick.
And the entire show, he has like the power of like flight and super strength, and he's terrible.
Can we Google that?
He's
A Wing on a Prayer.
Yeah, look up what On a Wing and a Prayer. It may not be a Greatest American. I feel like they would call it Greatest American Hero.
Let's see.
I don't know what it is. It doesn't look like it's going to be.
It might not be the same thing.
Oh, it looks. I don't know.
Is that like the original film?
No, it was an old show called The Greatest American Hero.
Looks like it's going to have Dennis Quaid in it.
Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid.
Well, see, because that would be a good name if they were going to do a Greatest American Hero. I would call it On a Wing and a Prayer.
Okay.
If they were going to do a movie.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
So, The Pope's Exorcist, definitely you know what I think? I don't know, actually. This might not be it, but that sounds like it could fall into the Conjuring universe.
Okay.
But it might not.
Super Mario Bros. With
thing.
Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt as Mario.
I think it's actually.
Woohoo! It's me, your Mario.
He's definitely going to get canceled for that.
No.
Yeah, no. He's doing like a jokey
Italian accent.
Yeah. Well, no, you're right. The Italians don't cancel anybody, do they?
No, not really.
The Italians at this point are just white guys.
People like Pratt.
No,
you're gonna get canceled.
No, Italians used to be
nowadays
a minority.
Are basically just white people.
No, Italians used to be a minority, and now they're not. They're just lumped in with white people.
A minority in America.
No, because everybody in Europe, they're separated.
You remember when the Spartans said, "It's me, Visa is a Sparta," and he kicks that dude into the pit. That was amazing.
Okay, let's see.
Salem's Lot.
65.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. I don't know what that
Margaret. That's the name of the film.
I don't know what that is.
Are you there, God?
Margaret. Get yourself together.
Yeah, come on, Margaret.
Get yourself together.
Find God.
Guardians Volume 3.
Coming out May of 2023. Are you looking forward to this, Josh, or are you just worried it's gonna be blah, blah, blah?
I'm thinking but hopefully it'll be a fun adventure film. I'm looking at right underneath it. I just
Fast X.
Who's in this one? Like, what if they threw Keanu into the Fast universe?
If they made Keanu Reeves a villain in the Fast universe, I'd be fun. In whole hog, because they made like Idris Elba. They made Idris Elba a bad guy in the Hobbs and Shaw movie.
Hear me out.
Mm-hmm. I like seeing him as a villain.
And Sandra Bullock as the bad people in the movie.
Dude, a duo villain group, couple duo. I like that.
Maybe brother sister.
No.
Husband and wife.
We
husband and wife.
There's this.
Oh, a little bit of Bonnie and Clyde action.
Yeah.
There's been this Keanu and Sandra Bullock thing that has been going on in Hollywood.
I'd love to see them
together.
No, they're not together, but that
they're working on a project together and no one knows what it is.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Dude, a duo couple villain thing. We haven't seen that a lot.
Okay. So the one underneath it is The Little Mermaid. This is going to be a kid's film, but I think Zendaya is doing it.
Is Zendaya?
No.
The thing is, they announced that Zendaya was playing The Little Mermaid years ago.
No, it is a
somebody else.
It is
who?
How do I say this? I don't know. It's not a white person.
Oh, a person of color is how you would say that.
A person of color, but
you don't know exactly what their ethnicity is.
Yeah, well, I don't know who's playing them. This girl.
Okay.
Halle Berry. Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Oh, Haley Bailey.
You said Halle Berry. Hey, I don't even know what Haley has been in.
She's playing.
Why did Zendaya not get it? Because like years ago they're like Zendaya's gonna play Little Mermaid.
I don't know.
It may have fallen through. What's she been in?
She's gonna be Little Mermaid post production. They're already filmed. I guess they probably filmed it a long time ago.
Yeah, they're filmed.
Grown-ish. A lot of Chloe X. Chloe and Haley. Chloe and Hal.
I don't know about how she's gonna play it. She might play this character very well. You know who I would like to see play the Little Mermaid though? Is I don't know her real name, but Maria from West Side Story.
She'd be a good Little Mermaid.
Let's be honest.
I'm not saying that she might play it just as well. I don't know anything about her.
Look. How do you say her name? Haley?
It's probably Haley.
It's just spelled oddly.
Or Hallie.
Hallie, maybe. One thing, I don't really recognize anything she's been in. Obviously, this is going to be a kid's movie. Do you guys think you'll even watch it?
I don't know. Probably not.
It'll be a Disney Plus movie.
Just out of like a curiosity.
I don't. I'm sure she's a great actress. I just don't know about the casting. I always thought Little Mermaid was like Mediterranean. So I figured like an Italian
girl?
Like a girl.
Like a Maria from...
Well, she's like Cuban or something.
She is. But
well, the Disney cartoon made her Irish.
Yeah. Wait, she was white.
Very white.
She was very white. But
they're hardcore course correcting with this one.
I think
we made it way too Caucasian.
I think they should have picked it because it seems very Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should have picked like a Mediterranean area, whether we're going North Africa, Spain.
She could be North Africa a little bit.
I don't know. But however they do it,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I'll see it. It's another live action Disney movie.
Disney classic.
Across the Spider-Verse.
June. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It's still a long ways
till that one comes out. Away.
Yeah.
Did they push it back?
Must have.
I think there was actually an article I read about like pre-screenings of what they had and that it was bad.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. And so I think they've been pushing it back and that's good.
They should, of course.
Push it back, fix it, make it good, make it enjoyable, make it live up to the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion,
Spider-Verse was great.
A sequel doesn't have to be better than the first movie. It just doesn't have to be worse.
In some ways, like what we were talking about at the top,
just be the same.
Dead Man's Chest wasn't as good as Curse of the Black Pearl, but it followed a trajectory that was consistent.
It doesn't have, as long as it's not worse than the first movie. All I ask from a sequel is to be at least as good, right? I mean, Shrek 2 was.
Out of the park,
But yeah, it just has to be on the same trajectory.
Okay, so we got Strays and then Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Please,
we're having another Transformers.
No more Transformers.
Now the question is Michael Bay directing that Transformers?
No,
let's see.
He won't be.
No more Transformers, please. I was watching Corridor Crew, and they were talking about the animation of Transformers, and how the first movie had the way the
no, he's not doing it.
Yeah, he is. Rise of the Beast, right there.
Right here, they're in post-production.
Producer. He's a producer.
He's a producer.
The first movie, the fights felt very. Like they made sense because they had almost a cartoon-esque way of fighting. The way the guys put it was a slingshot effect, where you wind up and then go, right? You see a character, they land. You see Starscream, for example. He jumps up, he transforms, and then it goes fast as you see the camera go, wah, right? It's very cool. And then in the newer movies, you just have this shot of all the Transformers in one area fighting each other.
Yeah.
And there's none of that kind of build up. you build it up and then something fast.
Yeah.
Right? You in the first movie, you see Megatron. He jumps down from a building. He winds up. He transforms his arms into this awesome cannon and then goes boom and shoots Optimus Prime. It feels very cartoony, very anime almost. Whereas the new movies, it's just like, let's get a wide angle and just watch 4 different Transformers fight each other MMA style, and you can't tell what's happening. They don't even look like Transformers.
Okay.
They
don't
look
get
like
that detailed.
They look like robots. Like Optimus Prime doesn't even have windshield wipers on his pecs. He doesn't have the tires going down his legs.
Yeah.
It's not cool anymore when he just looks like a robot.
I think I agree with you, but in some ways, like the filmmaking of the old ones had like this feel, and a lot of films do this. Even in like the trailer for The Rings of Power, I noticed it a little bit. So like one of the last shots in the recent trailer is they're filming Galadriel like in the water, and it's moving up and down, and there's like this tail of a creature that is surrounding her. She's swimming towards the camera. It feels, and there's like water splashing on it. It feels like the camera's right there with them. And so like with Transformers, when they like are in their non-transformed mode or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And then they transform and they get bigger. It almost feels like the camera has to adjust to that, you know? And it feels gritty. That's kind of what the first ones felt like in a lot of ways, where like if the camera doesn't move, it's going to like get hit by it or something. That's a cool filming style that you're talking about. They didn't keep going with, you know? But the filmmaker for the new Transformers is Stephen Capel Jr.
Is he? He did Creed?
He did Creed 2. He did Creed 2. And The Land. Stop it now. All right.
Let's see. What else we got?
All right. So the next things we got is No Hard Feelings.
The Flash.
The Flash.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's taken so long for this movie to
Honestly,
come out.
It's filmed.
Let's not hold our breath.
I want to watch it so bad. You have no idea.
He's not going to be in anything else. They've already filmed it, but so they said they're putting it out, but
You have no idea how bad I want to watch this movie.
yeah.
With Ezra Miller's
from the moment
I don't know.
From
if we'll
the
ever see
moment
it.
I saw just Ezra Miller normally, like out in like the way he is in public, I'm like, this dude there's something wrong with him.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how downhill it's gone. I've been watching, like, my eyes been glued to every news article. If it says Ezra Miller, I'm clicking on it. It's amazing.
The next thing we got is Indiana Jones 5. Should this even be made?
It's going to be bad.
I don't think Shia LaBeouf's 4 with Harrison Ford hit very well. Crystal Skull.
No.
I don't know if this should be made. I don't think
but
Indiana Jones 5
I am
should be made.
so excited for this movie.
You just did going to be
At this
Dude.
point, you're just excited to see the cringe.
I'm so excited. I want to see Harrison Ford with his bow legs running.
The real question is
I'm
Shia
always
LaBeouf
for
coming
Shia
back.
LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf, anything he's
No.
in, I'm for because I like him as an actor. But this, if he's in it, I don't know how they're gonna do this. It's probably
I
gonna
don't
be
think
bad.
he's going to be in it.
All right. I need to scrub through because we got quite a bit more to go through.
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. The trailer looks awesome.
Yo, Barbie.
Barbie. We talked about that on the
Yeah.
podcast. That's
I had a
going to be
dream
kind of fun.
about
Oppenheimer.
Ryan
Reynolds?
Gosling.
Oh,
Oppenheimer.
Wait,
that's
what?
Chris
You've been-
Nolan.
you've been
Keep
dreaming
going,
about
keep going.
Gosling?
Let's keep going.
you've been dreaming
So
about Gosling?
Oppenheimer, Chris Nolan film that we've been talking
You
about. is
skipped
coming
over
out.
Coyote versus Acme.
Yeah, it's gonna be a animated.
Looney Tunes.
It's gonna be exactly like freaking
Looney Tunes back in action.
Space Jam, the new one.
okay.
It's gonna be exactly like it.
Maybe.
Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Marvels.
Why would we acknowledge something we don't even
All the Miss
believe in?
Marvels, the
All the
Captain
Marvels.
Marvels, all the.
I don't know if
Does
that's.
this mean they're bringing back?
No, that's what it is.
Can you click on any of these movies?
That
I can. What does that
why?
mean?
Why have we not been doing this?
Click the Marvels.
Oh, it just brings us to the IMDb
Oh,
page.
it is something Marvel-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Miss Marvel, it's Captain Marvel, it's all the
Okay.
Marvels.
Interesting.
Did you not know that? Yeah, look, see.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It's the Marvel.
It's whatever.
It's whatever.
It's whatever.
All right, now I gotta hope. If it takes me to the top of the page, I'm gonna be okay. Good.
Meg 2.
Great.
I didn't see the first one.
Great.
Meg.
The giant shark movie.
Megalodon.
Oh, yeah.
With
Never saw the first one.
Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It was so bad. I'm excited to see this. This is the kind of thing I'm looking for.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
It was kind of bad.
The next chapter.
With
Righteous,
Megan Fox
dude.
playing as
the attraction interest for the turtles.
Yeah. Challengers. Gran Turismo. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
The Last Voyage of the
Dementor.
No N in that.
Oh, you're right.
Demeter.
Blue
Beetle.
What is that?
Click Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is a DC superhero, which I love.
That's what it is.
You like the Blue Beetle?
Yeah, he an alien. It's similar as the.
Yeah, but is it live action? Don't look at live action.
It's similar.
Hey, it's got the kid from.
Yeah. So Blue Beetle, he's a Mexican kid, and he gets an alien beetle attaches itself.
Dude, you scared me so much.
It attaches itself to his back.
You grab my back with your fingertips. That scared me so bad.
It attaches itself to his back, and it's similar to Greatest American Hero. It's a super suit that he can't really control.
And he can't get off.
He can't get off him, but he has to learn how to use it. Yeah, but it's... I always liked him. I thought he was cool.
Okay.
It's something
Mexican.
This is off topic just a little bit, but
look,
they're not.
The suit.
They haven't advertised for the next season of Cobra Kai at all, and it's coming out in like a couple weeks.
Is it really?
So maybe September, but
all right,
maybe August. Yeah, September maybe or August.
Look into that.
It's coming out soon.
For what? What now?
Advertised at all for Cobra Kai.
Oh, that's true. They don't advertise a lot of things until right before these days.
None Netflix.
Equalizer 3. Is Denzel coming back?
Seems like it, maybe.
Madam Web is another Spider-Man thing.
Okay.
I think she's going to be played by that girl from...
I'm about to tell you.
The one with Zendaya.
November.
Wait, which one's Madam Web? That's Carnage and that's Venom.
Scroll down.
How come we don't have any?
She's going to be... Sydney Sweeney's going to be in it.
Dakota Johnson.
Oh, Dakota Johnson's going to be Madam Web, but Sydney Sweeney's in it.
Yeah.
Sweeney, yeah.
Oh, she's pretty.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
And we got Dora.
We also got Adam Scott.
Dora the Explorer.
Emma Roberts.
Yeah.
She played Nancy Drew on something.
She played Nancy Drew on that one Nancy Drew movie.
Yeah. Why do we got Dora at the top?
I don't know.
Isabel Merst.
Or Merked.
Or Merked.
You're prepared to get murked.
All right. So Madam Web, don't know much
Spider-Man
about it.
Thing. Cool.
True Love. The Exorcist.
November.
Yo, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about November. So we got
Dune Part 2.
At least roughly coming out November of next year. Now, this is really exciting.
I don't know if you're looking for Dune.
The Hunger Games
too. Hunger Games.
This is about the Ballad of the Songbird and Snakes, I think, is focusing on...
It's a prequel.
Yeah, it's focusing on Snow. Yeah. President Snow.
Movie.
So let's hope that it at least holds the same quality of film as the Hunger Games films did. I think we'll enjoy it if it does that.
So, yeah.
Trollstopia,
whatever that is.
Movie. That's just in the
Wonka?
Trolls films.
What's Familiars? That seems like a vampire
Wait,
thing.
I thought... Oh, this is
So
2023.
Wonka's coming out in December, as well as The Color Purple,
and Ghostbusters.
as well as Ghostbusters Afterlife 2.
I didn't even watch the one that came out recently.
I haven't either.
I haven't
either.
Now let's focus on December because look,
Star Trek sequel.
Hold on,
dude. If that's the
What is
actual
that?
name for that movie,
here's the thing:
Star Trek sequel.
December is supposed to have the biggest blockbuster of the year.
And they don't have it on here.
Well, they don't have Star Wars or Avatar or anything. I mean, we get Dune, which is in November.
Avatar's coming out this year, isn't it?
It is, but I think they were supposed to have a Star Wars the year after, so this year. But it's not announced.
Not seeing anything.
If that's what we get in December, it's going to be a light December.
Click on Star Trek.
I don't know if it's supposed to be coming out this year, but where's Blade?
I don't know.
Where's Blade?
This article might not have it also. It might be announced somewhere
Who's
else.
the cast for this?
Yeah. To be clear,
The
this
same,
is a
Chris Pine.
So, yeah, we
Zoe
got Star
Saldana.
Trek.
Yeah, that we're going back to Star Trek, which we haven't seen since the Wrath of Khan.
No.
Yeah, it's been...
With Benedict.
No.
What was the one that came after
There
that?
was the third one.
What happened?
Yeah, there's a
one?
third one. There's a third one.
What's the third one called?
I just watched them recently.
Yeah, it was about the people that the guy
had Idris Elba in it.
Yeah,
a villain.
he played.
Did I overlook?
He was
this?
like a captain.
It was actually a good Star Trek movie.
It was decent.
It was better than the second one for sure.
I like the second one better.
I don't like the second one. I like the third one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, maybe I did
Beyond,
watch it.
yeah.
I remember her.
Yeah, Star Trek Beyond. I like this one.
Yeah.
I like it way better than the second one, personally.
I'm always down for another Star Trek. Star Trek,
dudes,
over Star Wars.
I'm gonna be
any
honest.
day.
That is a killer poster.
It's really cool.
That is such a cool
Star
poster.
Trek over Star Wars.
Let me tell you this.
Any day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the quality of films is going down, but the art of Hollywood, like in these certain movies, like with the visual arts, the animation, the poster, the graphic art,
Some of them.
a lot of stuff.
them,
I would say
think
more,
this was the main.
more over than under. Hollywood's artists are going out of control with some of these pieces.
Every time,
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Every time you reach over and touch the computer, it pisses me off.
Stop doing it. That's not a good poster.
No, that one.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's basically the same thing.
I don't like that.
I don't
the
like that at
Beyond
all.
is cockeyed. I would have put
Yeah.
that straight.
Freaking, it's this. That's
I
where it's
like
at.
that one.
That is such a cool poster.
It is really cool. Yeah.
So that's roughly what we got for next year. There's probably going to be more things that come out, especially in December, that hasn't been announced yet. But Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 2.
That's probably number
That's it.
one
That's the big
on the
one.
exciting list, and we don't get that till November. But that what are we sitting at time wise, Joshua? I'm just curious.
We're over. We're about an hour 10.
Okay. Let's just take a few minutes. I want to quickly discuss, maybe contrast it a little bit with what the different movies we've seen in that list. And let's talk about some of the things when it comes to stories, what to avoid, and ultimately like what makes a good film. So we kind of touched on a little bit, comparing it with the previous Pirates of the Caribbean, right? So when it comes to like story writing, and even looking at the list of stuff we had that's coming out next year, what are things that you might see red flags with?
I'd say for a couple of them, what we need, like Kraven the Hunter. I want to see. I don't want to see like a. I don't want to see like a. He's kind of like an anti-hero Deadpool. I want to see a villain movie.
Yeah.
You know, like the Joker. I want to see him be a villain. I want to see him go from being just like a big game hunter guy to becoming a cool villain. We haven't really gotten that with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's been almost all heroes with the exception of Infinity War focuses kind of on Thanos.
Yeah.
So I want Kraven the Hunter to be a villain story. Okay. So good villain, like what's a good villain? Who's a good Loki?
Yeah.
Give me some Loki stuff.
Like for Kraven.
For Kraven, make him intelligent, make him dangerous.
Well, okay. First, what about Loki? What about the Loki experience? Like the content that focuses on Loki, his show and him in the films. What made him so attractive?
Number one, he's intelligent. He's intelligent. He's devious.
Okay.
He's dangerous. And his connection to Thor and their relationship makes him a really good villain. I think for Kraven, he needs to be intelligent and not necessarily devious, more dangerous. Like he's willing to go out of his way to do whatever to hunt down his target.
Okay. So that's consistent with his character.
Yeah.
According to comics and such. I think so when I'm looking at the list from next year, and why Dune Part 2 is up there is because we know Dune is such a good story, and in Part 1 we saw that Denis is presenting it in such a good way, it feels right for the most part.
Yeah.
So Dune Part 2 gets us excited because we're like, even if it's just on par with the first, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So what did Dune do that like say these other bigger, like what did we just watch that was kind of a
Thor Love and Thunder?
Thor Love and Thunder. Like comparing those, I know they're different worlds.
Or even Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so like we've gotten a lot of Thor films, and this is just another to the franchise. So Dune Part 2 is going to be another to the existing franchise, all right? Or upcoming franchises. So what about comparing like maybe those two together? What was wrong with the storytelling of Thor that's contrasting that with why we're excited for Dune Part 2? You know what I mean?
I think it's the same thing as Pirates. It's trope after trope, big CGI stuff, needless humor, over and over and over and over again. We get it so much, and the original Dune story is just a good story.
Yeah, and
what they did with the movie was put that on screen. Just do that. It's Paul Atreides, becoming a kind of a leader.
Yeah,
and the second part of the book is kind of more of a revenge story. He's getting revenge for his dad. He's taken, he's becoming a Fremen. That's kind of what the second part is. Just, it's the same thing I said with Pirates of like, focus on one thing. Mm-hmm. If it's like Henry, his name was Henry Turner.
Yeah.
Just focus on that. That's all I want. That's all I need.
Not with like Karina, or don't saturate the story. Like especially in this, we're talking a little bit about sequels here. Mm-hmm. But so like the Dune Part 1 was just basically the setup of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, because there's going to be three films most likely. There's more than 3 books, isn't there?
This is good. This is the first book.
Oh, all of this is the first book?
It's the first book.
Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's just the first book.
So when it comes to Dune, the first film is basically just the setup of the story. And that's mostly it. So you do need the setup when you're creating a story, and you have to have a strong setup, which I think Denis,
he did well.
He did well setting up a coherent 3-act story inside of really just the setup of the actual story. So the next part's going to be progressing into it with probably the conflict a bit. Mm-hmm. It's going to change, and obviously it kind of changed in the first film.
Yeah.
So the conflict is going to be, we already know the characters. There's probably going to be a few new characters, especially Fremen. And whenever they introduced maybe the Emperor, and then also, who's the other guy that...
Fade Rafta?
Fade, yeah.
Yeah. Austin Butler.
Austin Butler.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Did you see anything on that list that you think could potentially... Are you looking forward to anything?
I'm looking forward to Hunger Games on that list. I mean,
yeah,
we haven't seen a Hunger Games thing in a while, and I'm interested in how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm curious. What about the Hunger Games, like the first 4 from the books, that made you interesting story wise? That made you interested?
I feel like Hunger Games, even though it's the same story because it's the games, each movie the games are different, and it gives you this, like, the games. That's what you're watching. You're watching for the games. And so is this gonna be the games, or is this gonna be more of it's gonna be outside of the games and the world?
I would hope there's a games element. Yeah. I haven't read the
books.
The book about Snow.
Oh, I haven't either.
Has Mackenzie?
Yeah.
Mackenzie read it?
Yeah, she read it.
We'll have to ask her about it. It's another villain thing.
Mm-hmm.
How do we take a character who's, intelligent and, I think Snow is probably, he's probably one of the characters that you like to see. Start at the bottom and see him win his way to the top, and see how he becomes
so freaking powerful,
so villainous. I like when you take a good character and kind of turn them into a bad character, but like you understand their logic based on what they've been through.
Definitely.
I think, I don't want to spoil anything, but you're probably going to see that a little bit with Paul in Dune.
Hey,
he doesn't become a bad character, but we're going to see him as he continues to justify his decisions.
Stop.
He doesn't.
Stop.
He's not going to become a villain.
What did we just watch not too long ago with the guy that plays the Godfather? Who plays
Al
the
Pacino?
Al Pacino. We watched an Al Pacino movie where it was a cop movie.
No, not Insidious.
It was a cop movie, and we were like, okay, who's the one doing all the killings? It was like
we thought it was a whodunit.
Righteous Kill.
No.
But when we got to the end of most of the way through, I said,
it also
this is not about. I don't think this movie's going to end on who's the killer because it doesn't matter who's the killer. It's more about the cop. He started off being just a cop that wanted to do right. And then as the story progressed, he had to, compromise a little bit. And he had to kind of break the law to catch the bad guy, to catch the killer.
Yeah.
So he had to compromise. And ultimately, at the end, he ended up killing somebody. And that was the only way to catch the killer. And so the last bit of the movie was he ended up dying, to spoil it for people, and the detective lady who was the rookie, he said, don't compromise yourself to catch the bad guy because ultimately you're gonna have to become the bad guy to catch the bad guy.
Yeah, you learn that he's kind of corrupt and he's got IS on him, and that he's doing things over and over to cover his tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the end, it's a really good. She has evidence of what he did.
Yeah, about him killing somebody.
That he killed his partner, and she's like, "I'll take." She's comforting him as he's dying. She's like, "I'll throw this away. Nobody ever has to know. You'll die a hero, right?" And he grabs her. He's like, "No,
don't compromise.
Don't compromise. That's what I did. That's how I got here." It was actually a good story.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams was in it. He killed it as
Robin
being
Williams
like
was the serial killer.
As the serial killer. Well, he wasn't really a serial killer. He was the murderer.
So let me ask, what made that story so good? Was it the simplicity of like a spiraling protagonist, and then it falls with him? It kind of sounds like a number of films, but I kind of did something similar with a film that I worked on a while ago called Path to Crimson.
Yeah,
it's a similar nature story.
I got to keep covering my tracks. I've got to, I'm gonna dig myself deeper into this hole. Like he even starts working with Robin Williams and being like, he saw him kill his partner. He's like, you helped me cover my tracks. And Robin Williams says, you helped me get this. He's like, I didn't mean to kill this girl.
Yeah.
It just...
so you want more of that coming up in the future?
Well, I like a good whodunit.
Yeah.
We have a
lot of whodunits, though.
We got a lot of whodunits.
Which, speaking, is Netflix, the second sequel to Knives Out. That's this year, right? Not next year.
It is, and it wasn't on the list.
It's next year.
No, it's this. Oh, it's this year. Yeah, it's this year.
So it wouldn't be on the list.
Next year.
Yeah, we got a lot of whodunits, and I like whodunits, but I also like murder. It's about the murder, but it's about the main character as well and how they deal with that kind of stuff. Because detectives are they walk the line of being a criminal and being and catching, because you got to think like a criminal to catch a criminal, and I like that dynamic.
You like the moral conundrums. I mean, I think that's a big part of any story is present them, and you can do it in any genre, in any fashion. Present a moral conundrum constantly with the film, and that makes a character very interesting. Makes it interesting. Doesn't matter which direction they move. If they're like a hard person that will never compromise, well, it still makes it teaches us a lot about who they are.
Give me a Captain America. I like watching a Captain America and seeing him be like, no, I'm just not going to compromise.
I mean, in my opinion, so many films that makes them a little dull, but over one film, that teaches us a lot.
But we should, I hope they stay away from, like we said with Thor, this character that through 2 or 3 movies has gotten character development, and then with Love and Thunder, we take a step back and he's just the meathead.
Well, they made him a meathead, but almost like, this is because he doesn't know what he's doing right now, but they didn't explain that very well. They're just like, nah, he's a meathead in this. He's dumb. He's funny. I don't like that.
He's Taika's Thor.
Yeah, give me a reason. Give me a conundrum.
Absolutely. Conundrums are always a good move, probably.
Yeah.
Throwing a moral conundrum. But that's all we really want to talk about today. We do have one last thing. My animation pick.
This is the last one too.
That's
It's
right.
the last one.
I didn't.
Which means after this,
I should have picked Akira. I should have gone with Akira.
I didn't
You
realize
didn't.
how short our season was.
You thought we had a lot more time.
Well, I didn't get all that I wanted.
I'm gonna pick Naruto, and I'm gonna pick Akira, and I'm gonna pick a ton of like the classic anime, like Gundam.
So maybe our animation appreciation is falling a little short on the appreciation.
Short. That's that's next week's
I'll
episode.
tell you this. Okay,
we're gonna go through the list.
Yeah, we're going through the list, and we're gonna categorize them. We're not gonna do necessarily a ranking, like which one's better. We might do like a categorization mixed with a rank.
We're gonna give some awards.
We're giving away awards. That's right. We're giving awards.
Maybe some money
To the movie.
Maybe we'll send some to the production office. You know, most films are set up as an LLC. Like the film itself is like Captain America Civil War is an LLC, and they have a production house. That's how people get residuals, because the money that comes in for that's like business income, you know? So most films are set up as an LLC. That's why like Stranger Things has its own YouTube channel, has all these things, because it's almost set up.
It's a business.
The film itself is a business. That's right. And they have to have a production house, a production office that controls all of that business. However, my animation pick is Rango.
I love Rango.
This is the last one. Now, this is going to be, in my opinion, I feel like Rango's going to be given a pretty high award when it comes to animation appreciation.
I'm gonna come with my hands when roll sleeved up. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm gonna bop you guys both in the nose.
Here's what I'm saying,
because I'm mad already, and we haven't even done the animation picks yet.
Okay, first off, let's say this. Take a screenshot from Rango. And take a screenshot from Looney Tunes or the old Mickey Mouse that you brought up to the table. And then try to recreate one frame in Photoshop.
Think that's a fair comparison.
No. They're okay. I will admit, Rango and Mickey Mouse isn't in the same category. Rango, I don't know what Rango is.
Animation appreciation needs to be highly appreciated.
Yeah, but Disney and Mickey Mouse is more of the classic, the start of things. That's the original start.
This is the natural progression.
Yeah.
Rango is such a unique movie for me. It's just so bizarrely entertaining to watch. The animation is incredible, number one. The story is simple and, fun. Of a guy who's lying. It's that classic, I'm lying to cover my tracks. And then I have to eventually become what I'm saying I am.
Yeah.
And
Johnny Depp goes so hard.
Goes hard with this character.
Most of all the voice actors go hard with this.
One of the greatest on-screen villains ever. Rattlesnake Jake. So scary, so cool. A little bit of Bill Nye for you.
Yeah.
We liked him at, Davy Jones.
Oh, yeah.
He kills it.
Rolling out one of the best animated, kind of live action looking films that a lot of people didn't pay attention to, because like the story didn't capture their imagination, I don't think. But if you really just watch it like 2 or 3 times, all of a sudden you realize this is a masterpiece.
Or it's like everything's a little bit too dirty or too ugly, for you to care. But the old cowboy movies, the people playing the cowboys and stuff, they were ugly. They weren't like, they were down, dirty, ugly people.
You could smell their breath on screen.
Yeah, and this really, captures kind of that old, the way those old cowboy movies were.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's honestly a wonderful film. It's simple yet complex. Everybody did such a good job. And this is the final one being added to our list for animation appreciation. And we're going to talk about it next week, next Monday morning on the flagship episode 289.
No.
289 will be
really?
Yeah, will be next week.
281,
so close
I thought.
to 300.
I thought it's close.
It was 281.
This is 287.
On episode 300, do we talk about the movie 300?
Yes. Because we've never talked about 300.
I've never watched it.
You're going to watch it. We're talking about
most
300.
of it. I haven't seen all of it.
All right.
We're talking about 300 on the episode 300.
Classic Zack Snyder.
That's true. It's not bad. It's pretty cool, actually. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. Join us back next week, as well as Friday night at 10 p.m. We have the Midnight Special that comes out every single week on audio platforms. And if you want to watch the video version, go to Patreon, link in the description, and sign up for a tier that gives you the video version. I think it's like the $7 tier and up. So, thank you guys. We love you. And we'll see you in the next podcast. Adios. I think Rango's probably going to pull it out.
I think Rango's going to win.
I think Rango's going to be at the top of the list.
I'm going to be voting for Rango.
Right next to Shrek.
I'll kill every other...